You over this way. And I'm like, we're out of practice on having a trial.
Okay. The court is back in session in cause number 330-038, case of South State of Texas versus Carriana Savoy. Let the record reflect that Ms. Savoy is present in court with her attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle. Let the record also reflect that the state is present with Assistant District Attorney, Attorney Kobe Hawkpower, and Attorney Lamar Johnson. Let the record also reflect that the panel is not present in the courtroom. State, are you ready?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready?
We're ready.
Mr. Bailiff, would you please call in the panel? Dave, you're gonna have to move the chairs up so that he have to sit in this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please have a seat in the chair that you were sitting in prior to the court going into recess. Let the record reflect that we're back in session in cause number 330-038 in the case of the state of Texas versus Carriana Savoy. Let the record reflect that Ms. Carriana Savoy is present in court with her attorney, Mr. Peter Dahl. Let the record also reflect that the state is present with Assistant District Attorneys, Attorney Kobe Harper and Attorney Lamar Johnson. Let the record also reflect that the panel is present in the courtroom. State, are you ready? Defense, are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the panel, our court coordinator, Ms. Glenda Segura, is going to call some names. And when she calls your name, please proceed to the jury box. There are tags in the chair. Make sure you don't sit on the tags. Once you take the tag and you pin it to your clothing. At this time, I will turn it over to Ms. Glenda Segura. Ms. Segura?
Regina Kelly,
Ms. Kelly, would you please come forward?
Dana Prejean Haynes, Lucille Children, Kayla Dixon, Shirley Bradley Simon, Wilma Janice, Stephanie Rose.
Ruff was the last name.
Mine, Stephanie Rose.
Okay, make sure you, okay, everyone, please put on your tags. Okay. At this time, ladies of the jury, I must administer to you the second of the two oaths that I mentioned to you earlier. So I need each and every one of you to raise your right hand. And once I administer the oath, please say, I do. Do you and each of you do solemnly swear or affirm, in the case of the state of Texas versus Cariana Savoy, the defendant in this case, you will a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence, so help you God? I do. You can put your hand down. Members of the jury, I will give you some instructions and a general idea of what to expect in this case. Every case is composed of facts and the law as it applies to the particular case. The facts come from the witnesses on the witness stand. The law comes from the statutes, codes, rules, and court decisions, interpreting them and how they may apply to this case. You and I have equal authority in this case, but it is divided authority. You are the sole judges of the facts, and I am the sole judge of the law. You are the sole judges of the credibility of witnesses and the weight to be given their testimony. You may believe all of what a witness says, part of what a witness says, or none of what a witness says. As the trial progresses, the attorneys will probably make objections to questions asked by the other attorney or witnesses, or objections to the introduction of documents or objects. This means that in the objecting attorney's opinion, there is a legal reason why the testimony or document or object should not be received by you. Sometimes I will simply sustain or overrule the objection. At other times, I may require a lengthy discussion outside of your presence. If that happens, I will either ask you to step outside for a few minutes or ask the attorneys to come up to the bench so that you can't hear the discussion on the point of law. The reason for that, or the reason for this is, as I told you earlier, you are the sole judges of the facts you received, and I am the sole judge of the law. I can't be with you in the jury room when you deliberate the facts. Therefore, you can't be present or within hearing when I deliberate questions of law. The reason why I will sometimes ask you to step outside is because it is simply the most efficient way to do it. Otherwise, if we were to leave the courtroom, the court reporter would have to gather her equipment and take it with her, and the attorneys would have to gather their files, etc. The rulings I do make on questions of law in your presence are not evidence, and you are to disregard them. After all the evidence is in, and both the state and the defendant have rested their cases, the court will prepare and submit to you a written charge instructing you on the law in this case. We will then hear oral arguments from the attorneys. The attorneys have the right to make a summation of the evidence and to make a reasonable deduction from the evidence. Since the state has the burden of proof, it has the right to open and close the summation or argument. Until you retire to deliberate, do not discuss this case amongst yourselves, and under no circumstances should you permit anyone to discuss the case with you. Do not attempt to learn from any source outside of the courtroom anything about the facts of the case, nor attempt any independent investigation on your own. Don't visit the scene involved in the facts of the case. Don't read any reports in the newspaper or watch TV reports about the case. Do not make up your mind about this case until all the evidence is in and you have been instructed on the law. Don't take notes during the progress of the trial Don't visit other courts during a break if a trial or other proceeding is in progress. At the first break, and the bailiff has already given you identification tags. So please wear those identification tags at all times, identifying you as a juror. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the panel, those of you who were not selected as jurors on this case, on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County, Texas, and behalf of the staff here in County Court at Law number 2, I'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules. I know you came this far and you said, I came all the way here, sat here all this time, and I was not selected on this case, and I wasted my time. No, you have not wasted your time. And the reason why I say that is because while you were outside waiting, business was being handled in this court. You may have seen people coming in and out of the court. Cases were being taken care of. And so you didn't waste your time. And so I'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules. Now, as I mentioned earlier, our case is being aired on YouTube. If you desire to continue to keep up with the case, you can come in person or you can watch it on our YouTube channel. And again, now our bailiff have some letters for you. And again, I'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules to be here. Normally, I would give everybody a handshake, but under our COVID situation, I cannot give you a handshake. However, I would give everyone an air handshake at this time. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Our court bailiff have letters for you. And if you need anything from the district clerk's office, our district clerk's office actually is closed at this time. However, I think you can contact them on tomorrow and they'll be happy to give you whatever you need. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Everyone, please have a blessed day. And I know you wanted to come yesterday, but we had to cancel because of the weather. And we realized that the weather was real bad on yesterday. And so I'm happy to see that everyone is safe. And if you're ever in this area again of the courthouse, please come to have a seat in your courtroom. And the reason why I say it's your courtroom is because I know when you came to court today, you looked over the top and you said, this is Judge Holmes' courtroom. I'm in the right place. No, it's not my courtroom. It's your courtroom. I'm only a public official elected by the citizens of Jefferson County. So this is your courtroom. Anytime that you're in the area, please come by and see us. We have some good coffee. And if you do not drink coffee, we have some water for you. And you can sit in that area we call that the peanut gallery. But it doesn't mean you can bring peanuts up here and eat. It's not the Texas Roadhouse. And so again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming here this afternoon. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your time and your attention. At this time, you'll now be in the hands of our bailiff, Mr. Charlie Porter. God bless you. Okay, now, ladies of the jury, the hour is late. The state, you have been sworn in, and so there are, I guess we have a scheduling issue with the defense attorney. He mentioned it during his voir dire, and that is he has to be in Houston, Texas on tomorrow. And so our case is going to resume on Friday. Now, let me do this. I'd say we normally start at 1:30, but we're gonna start it earlier on Friday. And the goal is to try to complete this case. State, you think it,
We can be finished, Judge.
and defense?
By Friday?
Yes.
Uh,
Well, we'll see. We have basically all day, Friday. What I'm going to do is, hold on a minute. Could you get, the court coordinator? We need to see what our schedule is like tomorrow. What is our schedule on tomorrow? Let me go and reset.